Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Merhaba. Greetings from Algeria, everyone. First, I would like to thank both the editorial and the organizing team of the 8th International Conference of Contemporary Affairs in Architecture and Urbanism for accepting my contribution, which is a study entitled Road Traffic Noise in Algeria, State Decision Comprehensive Review, presented by myself, Dr. BOULEMAREDJ.A, and my dear colleague, PhD student, Mr. Amin Mehdi. This study falls in the subsection of the urban transportation, planning, management, and strategies. This presentation provides a comprehensive review of road traffic noise in Algeria, focusing on its sources, impacts, and the responses from the state authorities. We will examine the existing regulations and policies, assess their enforcement efficacy, and explore future directions to mitigate noise pollution. This study is very important because it focuses on the latest Algerian government instructions, which focuses on the regulatory aspect of road noise control mechanisms via a thorough analysis of the recently adopted state decision. The main objective of this study is to promote the implementation and enforcement of the Algerian national noise regulations. Typically, the sources of road traffic noise here in Algeria come from the vehicle types, the infrastructure nature, and the traffic flow and volume, which contribute significantly to noise emission and propagation. Here, for example, in Algeria's highway system, it explores and experiences over 2 million vehicles daily, majorly shaping the urban noise dynamics. Somebody would ask why we should mitigate the road traffic noise and fight against it, because it simply affects the human health that provoke hearing impairment, cardiovascular effects, psychological effects that provoke stress, anxiety, and sleep disturbance, which emerge as a common outcomes impacting the overall well-being. Therefore, the World Health Organization highlights that noise pollution significantly contributes to increased mortality rates globally. Traffic noise also can impact the economy by reducing the property value, the productivity loss, healthcare costs, and the decline of tourism. As for the Algerian case on overview of noise regulations, it starts by an hierarchy of text from the laws, executive decrees, decisions built into standards and RTD and UTD and notices. Here I highlighted the legal framework of the noise regulations by indicating three key features and key elements of the regulations. First of all, we have the law number 8303, which establishes environmental protection guidelines published in February 1983. Second of all, we have the Executive Decree number 93/184, published in July 1993, which specifically addresses noise pollution levels in specific areas. Third of all, we have the Executive Decree number 03410, published in November 2003, that specifically addresses the maximum noise levels from motorized vehicles. The basic strategy of Algeria to control and mitigate noise is by setting noise threshold in varying areas across residential, industrial, and commercial zones. Also by applying a repressive strategy to effectively attenuate the noise by targeting the non-compliance through fines. As for the object of the study, which is a state decision, a policy of enforcement, in front of you, you have the original Arabic version derived from the website of Nahar TV. This state decision, which was initiated back in April 2023 by the wali's of Algiers and Blida, this new decree in the form of state decision number 1123 on fines relating to road noise by targeting noisy sports cars and motorcycles, supplementing the regulatory text previously published on this issue in response to complaints and indignations from residents of these cities. And the same content has also published in the decision number 2485 and 2486 by the Wali of Annaba in October 2023. Similarly, the Wali of Sétif in April 2024 enforced through a decision number 1497 to mainly target noisy motorcycles and to prevent them to circulate in the vicinity of residential urban areas at night time. Otherwise, it will be a penalty of 10 days placement in the municipality camp. So overall, the same application was generalized in other cities across Algeria like Galma, Gilizan, Lagouat, Jijel, Aloued and Constantine. Also, I put the English translated version of the state decision so the global audience can take a look on its content. The initiation and the creation of this state decision has created a controversy in the Algerian community between a sympathizer and the antagonist. So it was initiated in opposition to the uncivil behavior of category of drivers of these vehicles on public road and who tend to suddenly accelerate, decelerate and honk, which consequently causes inconvenience, stress and anger whether among road users or in households residing nearby. However, this state decision lacks in details on the process of applying the fine in terms of technical applications of the vehicle, like the specification type of motorcycle, the engine, the volume, the power. The second point that lacks in this state decision is the knowledge of the noise level reached by the engine when running and when stopped. Also, the spatial temporal dimension of the vehicle controlled by the law enforcers is absent. Therefore, it is necessary to re-examine the content of this state decision and to make certain technical recommendations in order to ensure better execution of its objectives. And why not inspire from international experiences and strategies to mitigate the noise? For example, we have the European Union, which implemented the European Noise Directive but published it in 2002 that stipulate the application of noise mapping technique, the application of low noise road surfaces, the adoption of electric vehicles, and why not setting urban planning. As future directions and recommendations that can be applied here in Algeria, we should focus more on the enforcement of the regulation by applying stricter penalties. Also, we can count on the data collection, adopt sustainable transport, and why not engage with international global organizations for technical guidance and resources. And most of all, the regulations must be updated by adopting the World Health Organization guidelines, for example. As a conclusion, we can propose a project entitled Towards a Quieter Algeria here from 2030, which put as a priority the public health, focus more on the policy that emphasizes integrating the noise mitigation strategies based on the evidence, and count on the collective responsibility where the individuals and community must collaborate to foster quieter and healthier cities across Algeria. I warmly thank you for your attention.